Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. And we're going to do a video today basically talking about zombies and preparations that folks need to think about when choosing firearms for zombie defense. Now, just recently I found a channel that I really want to talk to you a little bit about. It's FirearmResQ. Great guy. If you have an opportunity, go check out some of his videos. He of course has an interest in firearms, but not only that, he has interest in video games, and he has a passion for helping animals. Seems like a really nice fellow, and you should check him out. I found him actually as a recommendation from Never Enough Ammo. But anyway, he had a contest out, which ended today, about zombies. Well, I love the zombie movies like anyone else, and he wanted us to talk a little bit about that and maybe some of the movies that we liked and some of the firearms that we would use in a zombie defense, and I decided to make this video. I really didn't want to get into his contest because he has great prizes, but those prizes were the video games. I think Resident Evil, whichever one just came out. A great prize, but I don't play video games, but I still wanted to support his contest. So with that, let's talk about some of the firearms and some of the movies that I like. Well, Night of the Living Dead, of course, was the first one that I ever saw, and I love that movie. I like the second version, I think, with Tony Todd in it. That was an excellent movie. Dawn of the Dead. I think I've seen two versions of that, and I like both of those versions. I especially like the newer one with Ving Rhames in it, and you know, it was just a great movie. And you have to remember that these movies were specifically designed to help train us on how to defend ourselves against zombies. So they are training tools, and we should watch these movies and learn from them. And one of the things that we learned is firepower is important, both in the power of the cartridge and also capacity. Okay. Now, most zombie movies that you see, you will see the use of a shotgun, and I've included a couple of shotguns in my defensive posture that I take here when preparing for zombies. Now, the first one up right here is a Benelli M1 Super 90. Excellent gun, topped with an older aim point sight and the pistol grip. This really is an effective tool, especially for close range attacks. Okay, very powerful, hard to beat a 12 gauge shot. Now, sometimes, as you know, those zombies come at you in huge groups. With that in mind, we have this right here. This here is the Krebs custom Sega 12. That accompanied with the MD 20 round drum magazine, and you have a lot of firepower. Now, I've also added a grenade launcher there for, you know, sometimes there's just that you need to get that last boost of power in. But this is an excellent firearm. It provides a lot of power, a lot of firepower here. Now, staying on the lines of close-in work, this next rifle right here, it truly fits the word firepower. This is an AR, and I know a lot of people have ARs, but this one happens to be chambered in 50 Beowulf. And with this 16-inch barrel, this is a real easy to use, very powerful round, especially at close ranges. I'm sure that there has yet to be a zombie that can stand up to the power of 50 Beowulf. And of course, like a lot of my guns, it has a light on there. This happens to be a Surefire X200. Now, you know firepower is important. Firepower. Well, Here's another Krebs custom gun. This is one of their AK-47s. And this has a 75 round drum, has an aim point on there. Krebs even designed a little attachment that you can put a front grip on there, and it stays out of the way of the magazines when you're using standard capacity magazines. This is really a gun that gives you a lot of firepower and gives you a little bit of range. Excellent gun. This will help you thin out the hordes of zombies as they come at you. Now, Dawn of the Dead taught us that if we find ourselves on an elevated position, that we can take advantage of the safety of that position and start to thin out those masses of zombies as they begin to collect to attack you. And in the movie, we saw a gentleman using a standard hunting rifle, and this happens to be a very powerful rifle. This is a .300 Winchester short Magnum. And the reason that I've included this is because of the accuracy at distance that this allows me. I may have to actually help defend someone else's position from a distance, and this is a gun that can allow me to do that at extended ranges. So it's important to think about the rest of the folks that haven't been affected and become zombies themselves. So this is a good rifle for that. Now here's another rifle right here that's well suited for the elevated position when you have time to start to thin out that herd. This is another AR, and this is made by LWRC. And this is in 6.8 SPC. And this is a good, powerful round. Very effective against zombies. And this is an extremely accurate rifle. It has a lot of the features that you're looking for. It is a cast piston system. It's their DMR, which is designated marksman rifle. I have a Trijicon scope on top of it, which will allow me to use this thing in low light. I also have a grip pod with the bipod that comes out of it. And of course, capacity. Lots of magazines, lots of capacity. Another very effective tool for, I would say, intermediate ranges. Now, to stretch those intermediate ranges out and still have some firepower, we'll have to think about using something with a little bit more power to it, and that's what this gun right here provides. This is another custom rifle. It's by JP Enterprises, and it's in 7.62 by 51 or 308 Winchester, and with the 20 round magazines and high quality, high powered scope and the inherent accuracy of this rifle, it extends the range of both protection and thinning out the herd. One of the things we always have to worry about is when masses of zombies show up on us and we're in a close range fight. Here's an excellent tool for that. This right here is the Kriss Super V, and this is just an outstanding 45 ACP carbine. Okay, and this has a capacity of 30 rounds. Okay, and because of the design of the gun, it has virtually no recoil whatsoever, and because the bolt actually follows along this large piece of the gun right here that makes it look a little bit odd is part of the design. And once again, short range stuff, you want to make sure that you have ample light on there to be able to protect yourself, because as you know, zombies can see in the dark, but we can't. And I have a foregrip on here with a Surefire 6P Defender to give me plenty of light to acquisition my targets and deal with them. Outstanding zombie tool. Now sometimes we get overwhelmed and it's time to go. You gotta run, you gotta leave. This would be one of the first rifles I grabbed right here. This is of course my pair of ordinates, TTR. And because of this design, it allows for a folding stock, which is also retractable. And I also have a light on it. It's in 5.56 by 45, and you got to have good effective ammunition for that. And plenty of magazines and plenty of firepower. Topped with an EOTech. This is an outstanding gun. It's lightweight and, of course, it's handy. Now to get into one last item, and this happens to be one of my favorites, and that would be the Thompson. This is a 45 carbine also. This is based off the Thompson 1927 A1. This of course is a semi-automatic version, but with a 50 round drum, a 45 ACP, you've got a lot of power at your fingertips right here. I always keep this baby close by, especially when the zombies are out. Now, as far as handguns are important. They're one of our last modes of defense, right? And of course, I'm going to have my pair of ordinates night tack with the 15 round magazines. Gives me a lot of capacity and a lot of firepower for short range work. Also, I have an HK. This is a HK USP Expert. This has a 12 round capacity magazines, which gives me quite a bit of firepower once again for 45. Now, power is important, but so is capacity. This right here is another one of my USP Experts, and this is in 40 Smith & Wesson. With the jet funnel system, it allows me to use 16 round magazines, which increases the capacity, increases the effectiveness for defending yourself against hordes of zombies. And of course, this right here is the XDM. It's in 40 Smith & Wesson. It also has 16 round magazines. Very capable firearm, very capable. Since power is important, one of the first guns that I look to is this Glock 20 right here. This is a 15 round 10mm with night sights. Very good gun to have in case the zombies come a knocking. And my final sidearm is this EAA Hunter. This is a 6-inch single action 10mm, but it also has a 15 round capacity, which gives you a lot of firepower for a smaller gun. Excellent, excellent gun. Now, as you all know, you can have a lot of weapons and you can have a lot of ammunition, but sometimes you may find yourself in a position where you just can't use them. And that's where you need to have things like a good machete. This is an Ontario machete, excellent. This here is a custom knife. It's by Bark River Knives, and this is a Glock. This is a custom version of that knife. It has a lot of weight to it, a lot of hacking power. And then of course, you gotta have some tomahawks. And this is a tomahawk right here. And here is a fighting version of a tomahawk, which allows you to use both ends very effectively. Excellent tool for that last ditch option. Well folks, this is some of my preparations for the eventual zombie apocalypse. FirearmResQ, I didn't mean not to get into your contest, but quite honestly, your prizes are a little bit too good for me. But that's okay. I wanted to support you anyway. You have a great channel. And with that, thank you.